My name is David Jaffe. Welcome to the Wealth and Health Podcast, where you'll learn valuable skills and positive habits that will improve your life. This podcast originally aired as a video on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/beststockstrategy. The Wealth and Health Podcast is brought to you by beststockstrategy.com.
Peachy Investor Review. Is Peachy Investor legitimate? I only make videos on people where I'm almost 100% certain that they're not legitimate. And it's so obvious to me that the Peachy Investor is full of it. Make your own decision though, as this is simply my opinion. But in my opinion, there is nothing of value that you can possibly learn from the Peachy Investor. She never shows trading statements. Instead, she'll only show you a few select trades. That's like a gambler going to Las Vegas and only showing you a few select hands that they win and then trying to portray themselves as a successful and profitable trader. She also apparently has multiple accounts open with prop firms and encourages her followers to open prop trading accounts. She'd likely lost money when trading options since her strategy was completely horrible. It was degenerate gambling. So she switched over to futures, which is worse due to commissions, margin requirements, slippage, and the scarcity of available product. Look, I get it. I know that nobody is perfect and everyone makes mistakes, and everyone deserves second chances. However, in this situation, I believe that she's not someone that deserves the benefit of the doubt, because in my opinion, she's one of the worst traders to follow on YouTube. And you'd be better off asking a 5-year-old to pick a random stock, or better yet, an index or ETF, than following her strategy. Because I believe that every single one of her followers are going to end up churning and blowing up their account.
If you do the work, the prep work, which is something I do for my group every single morning and every single night.
So this is her first video and she's already pitching her membership group. To me, this indicates that she came in and started this channel with a plan, where she's going to funnel her followers into a paid Discord or a paid membership program. Most people, when they start a channel, they try to provide as much value up front before they start to monetize. But it seems that in this scenario, the Peachy Investor started her channel with the intent of monetizing from the very beginning.
I make sure to take the extra steps to draw out certain levels and technical analysis for charts. And so in the morning, before they go to work or go about their day, they can go and set these different levels on their laptop, or your phone throughout the day. It will pop up on your phone. And we hold support there, which again is things that I add in Peachy Investor membership group. If you guys are interested in that, check the description box down below. For me, I would not watch any more than 3 stocks or put 3 stocks on your watch list, especially if you're trading from your phone. Honestly, less is more. And as we're trading something like SPY or IWM or QQ.
I do agree with that, where you don't want to trade too many underlyings or have too many stocks on your watch list. For one, it's very easy to get familiar with the trading range of individual stocks and ETFs, as opposed to tracking 50 to 100 underlyings. So that's actually pretty good advice.
Because when it comes to making trading simplified and actually providing freedom around your ability to trade and live your life, that is what this channel is going to be about.
Yeah, so she's throwing in a lot of buzzwords there about freedom and designing your own lifestyle. And this is her first video, so clearly this channel was set up to be a sales vehicle in order to funnel people into her paid membership.
A couple of times, if you guys are interested in joining the Peachy Investor program, where from start to finish, beginner to advanced, I can take someone around 8 weeks or less if you're really, really fast with learning content. The program maps it out from A to Z. And you learn things like swing trading, options, how to make money in a bull market and a bear market, all those good things. I have been trading stocks and options for 7 years now. I decided to ditch the office, come into nature, and this whole channel is going to be about simplified strategies that you can do on the go with wherever you are in life. Today's trade is going to be a live trade recap. I have had so many requests for this. I do not do a lot of live trading just because obviously you can see not really on my laptop and scalping all day long like I used to be. And a lot of my trades are made from my phone. But I wanted to at least
My gut feeling is that she's a losing trader, and what she does when she makes these recap videos is that she'll pick and choose specific trades which are profitable and then make a video on them and act like it's a common occurrence. It's almost like having a degenerate gambler go to a casino, and then play 100 hands, having them win 40 of them. And then out of those 40 hands, they choose their biggest winners. Then they make videos on those 2 or 3 large winning hands and act like those 2 or 3 winners are representative of how all the other hands went. But in reality, they're just a degenerate gambler and they end up losing money overall.
One live trading video for you guys just to walk you through my thought process, because I know how helpful and beneficial that can be. That's also something that I do in my group on a day-to-day basis, is I highlight why I entered a trade, why I exited a trade, why I took a loss, or what made me go for a trade that
So here she's showing and pitching her group again,
win, and break all of that down. So if you are working for,
which, to be honest, is not the worst thing. It takes a lot of time to educate yourself, to learn, to create content. And if you have something of value, then you definitely should sell it to other people if it's going to help them. The reason why I'm making this video is that, in my opinion, I believe that what she teaches you is incredibly destructive, and it's going to lead to almost every single one of her followers losing a lot of money.
time that you can still get the education portion from someone who understands the markets and is able to trade on a day-to-day basis. So in reality, I'm going to say about 2 hours on this trade, and it was netting me over 3,000. You'll see the exact amount if you stay till the end. I provide all numbers, full transparency on this channel. I do not typically trade right off market open. I usually wait a little bit.
She doesn't provide full transparency on this channel because she doesn't show all her trades. She doesn't show trading statements. So what she said is a 100% lie.
Or stealing in this trade as long as we held my key level. And you can see that I got a really good entry. So I decided to add more. I added 10 more contracts and I was waiting for it to pull back some to fill. I could have took that as a scalp and made $217 within 5 to 10 minutes. And been happy with that, but I am a little bit greedy. And I also had a plan. I had not hit my target yet, and I still want.
She's trading 50 contracts on Occidental Petroleum. The margin requirements, especially if you're not using portfolio margin, the slippage, the commissions on that trade alone are going to be tremendous. And for her to think that she's going to make money by day trading that, by doing that consistently, you're just going to be churning your account.
To scale in a little more. So I finished scaling in my position. It started to go in my favor. And within 15 minutes of market open, I was up about $1,000. And you'll see the exact number in just a minute, 1,067. And so I could have took that. I'm still a little bit greedy with this trade because I really had a specific target in mind that I wanted to hit. And I wanted to see if we could break trend. We were testing trend and we were really trying to break out. And so at this point, like I said, I was up over $1,000 in about 15 minutes. So that would have been honestly a great day's work. And I should have walked away. At this point, I think I was holding around 70 contracts, 60 to 70 contracts. Like I said, if you look through the screenshots, you'll see.
So she's probably holding about 60 contracts and she made about 20 cents on the contract. The short-term price movements on those options are random. Factoring in, once again, the slippage, the commissions, the buying power requirements for trading 60 contracts. To scalp those options and actually make money on a short-term basis, you have to be right about 75% of the time. But with all the friction of entering the trade, you're probably going to end up only being right about 40% of the time. So this is a great way to churn your account and lose money. And you're almost guaranteed to lose all of your money if you follow this strategy and trade like the Peachy investor.
So that was a live day trade on Oxy. I hope this was helpful to you guys. Just remember, this is not financial advice. At the end of the day, it is really, really extremely hard to be a day trader. This job is not easy. And so if you see things like this, $3,000, and you are struggling to make 30, just know that this takes time to perfect. Do not be too hard on it.
Actually, the research indicates that there's no learning component to day trading, and that the longer that day traders persist in day trading, the more money that they lose. A few studies have indicated that anywhere from 97% to 99.8% of day traders lose money, and even those that make money earn less than minimum wage. And one of the research studies indicated that those numbers are actually overstated, where the actual probability of success are lower than what they state in the study. This is why she doesn't show all of her trades and she doesn't show her statements. Just like the gambler who goes in and documents a few winning hands, she's going to show you a few winning trades, but in totality, the probability that she's a successful and profitable trader is close to 0%. So here she quit options and now she's moving to futures, which is much worse because the margin requirements of futures are still really high. The slippage is high. The commissions are incredibly high. And yeah, I understand that you can make the case and say that futures use span margin, which is much more capital efficient than regulation T, and it's about comparable to portfolio margin. But still, the slippage, the margin requirements, and the commissions, even if you're using minis, are incredibly high with futures. Also, you have no edge when you're day trading futures. In this situation, when you're day trading futures, you actually have negative edge. And finally, futures are only available on a few select products. So that oftentimes is a disadvantage because there are a few times with thinly traded stocks where some people might have an information advantage. I don't trade that way, but there are event-driven and arbitrage hedge funds which do pretty well. However, with futures, there's a lot less diversity. And in my opinion, the Peachy investor is probably only going to trade ES or the micro ES.
Futures. Let's dive right into why I quit trading options and moved into the world of futures. So reason number one is honestly a big part. I mean, this probably took up around 70% of the reason I decided to make the switch. And that is because there is no theta when it comes to futures trading. Now, if you are an options trader, you know, like I said, theta.
Also, if she was actually making money by trading options, then she wouldn't have switched over to futures. Because as I said, futures has a negative edge. When you trade options the right way, you have a statistical probability of profit. But when you're day trading futures, you have a negative probability of profit and there's no statistical edge. So for her to switch over from options to futures, that further supports my claim that her way of trading options was not sustainable, was not profitable. And like I mentioned earlier, I believe that almost all of her followers ended up losing money by trading options.
But in reality, I mean, you are constantly battling theta. That is why you'll oftentimes see successful options traders transition into the more safe route of options trading, which is trying to collect premiums on things like the whale strategy.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Of calls, all of that stuff, which has never really been a huge interest to me. But I do know people just...
Yeah, it's not an interest to you because that's actually profitable, slow and steady profits. Not these quick wins and making $3,000 to $10,000 in a day and losing 95% of your other trades, which you don't actually show, but you're going to show a profitable trade in order to get clicks, to get views, and then funnel people into your membership program.
Absolutely love it. For me, what I'm really focused on is taking the least amount of energy and being able to make profits with the least amount of stress.
But you're not going to make profit by trading this strategy. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to attract degenerate gamblers who are going to end up losing almost all their money by following you.
That is really what I'm focused on. And I really don't want to distract myself with different strategies. In the future, I might, go a little bit further into collecting premiums. But right now, I'm just solely focused on transitioning using the exact same strategies I was with options, but now transferring that over to futures. So that's another commonly asked question we'll go ahead and cover is I did not change much financially. So it is small account friendly. There's less variables to trade, which we already went over. A really, really amazing thing, like I said, is you can trade pre-market and after hours because they're 24/7 minus that 1 hour gap. And it allows for swing trades.
Trading pre and after market is not amazing. Usually the liquidity is less, so therefore the bid-ask spread differential is wider, so you're going to get worse fills.
Decided to switch, but I really want to dive deeper now into why I switched based on my stress levels and based on what my goals are moving forward as a trader. Now, I will admit, when it comes to making very, very high percent gains, you can do that on options. I mean, I've had some crazy winners over the years, 500%, 1,000%, but it is really, really hard to be
I think what she meant to say is that, but overall, she has lost money by trading options because even if you make 1,000% on a trade, the probability that you're going to be able to replicate that enough times to offset the losers is close to 0%.
Consistent with those insane winners. Yes, at times you may hit a 200% winner, maybe 100% winner, 50%, 30%, whatever, but it's really hard to create consistency with those types of wins, which can lead to bad trading psychology and can lead to bad gambling habits. So for me, Once I got over the first couple of years, which is really the time that most people go insane, they're like, you might hit a couple lucky winners and you're just like, oh my God, I absolutely love options. I love options because I just made, I just turned $100 into $700 or something crazy like that. And you get on this high and you get on this roller coaster ride and you start to make insanely bad gambling habits and decisions based off these crazy winners because you're getting that dopamine spike. If you have not watched that.
Right, that's true. I mean, her channel attracts degenerate gamblers who are looking to turn a little bit of money into a lot of money using low probability trading strategies where the odds are significantly stacked against you due to churn, slippage, bid-ask spread differential, commissions, etc. So that's what she's attracting. And yeah, it's virtually impossible to be a profitable trader by following her trading strategy.
Video that I made on dopamine and trading, please go do so. It's really good. It's the neuroscientist one with Andrew Huberman. But back to this, I was craving more stability. I was craving something that was less stressful. I was craving something that was more reliable and dependent and could just...
Well, you're definitely not going to get that by day trading futures, I'll tell you that.
Create consistency with less stress and also accommodate my craving for wanting to be done earlier in the day. If we popped and rejected that level, I was playing the short back to pre-market gap fill range right here between 1730 to 17. And I took puts. You can see they hit a low of 15. I want to say my average was around 20. And then I ended up selling them between 30 and 35. You guys will see exact numbers if you look at the screen. I was up over like $650 at one point. However, I don't always get the perfect exit. And sometimes I'm holding on a little bit longer to see
50 contracts, that's 5,000 shares in NEO.
If there's an extra leg down on the move. So my full exit on that position netted me $490. And the reason I decided to exit, as you can see, was testing that market gap range, but it just wasn't doing.
Right. So 50 contracts, she was able to capture around 10 cents. She's basically guessing.
And so far, I was already up very, very nicely on these calls. So again, I'm working on not being greedy and taking what's in front of me, especially when markets
50 contracts, she's trading so large. That's very negligent.
Are as choppy and as uncertain as they have been recently. You could have one news headline come out and it push your entire position. So they are very quick to read. Nowadays, usually AMD, for me, I will go a little bit further out of the money. A lot of people ask me why I went so far out of the money with these calls. I probably went a little too far. I usually don't go more than 2 to 3 points. But I will say, if you can catch an AMD on a really good day, typically it could run $5 on average. And so the out of the money contracts end up doubling very quickly. It's not recommended to do out of the money, but sometimes I will gamble and go a little bit further just to see if we can get that larger amount.
Yeah, that's what she is. She's a gambler.
It didn't happen that day, but I still made really solid profits. So let's go over. Key level that I had set was 77.90 on AMD. So far, we hit it twice and we were holding support very nicely. We were back testing the trend break there, which when I saw that hold, I ended up taking calls for my first entry position. And I was playing 83 calls. We were sitting around 78. So I just said I went a little bit too far out of the money there, which is a mistake that I'm not always perfect. I will make. And like I said, I do have a little bit of a gambling habit sometimes. So that caught me to be, you know what?
A big gambling habit.
I did take a little lotto on SPY as well with.
It's funny. She calls her riskiest trades lottos, like lottery tickets. I believe every single trade she makes is similar to that of buying a lottery ticket.
And that wraps it up for the 3 live trades and making over $3,000. I hope this content is helpful for you guys. If you watch any of my videos, you know my motto is slow and steady, strategies that don't stress you out and that you can do anywhere so you're not stuck in front of the screens all day. But I do want to remind you, as always, when you look at live trades like this, regardless if you were struggling to make a little bit of money, you're losing, whatever it may be, just know that I've been doing this for over 7 years. That does not make me an expert at this. And
yeah, you're definitely not an expert. If you're doing something for 7 years and you're still trading like this, then it means that you're an idiot.
There are people who make a ton more money than me. And $3,000, though, is my happy medium that I've been able to find where I can still have freedom throughout the day and not be glued to the screens, but also can make a good amount of money because I live a simple life. I don't need Lambos and mansions and different things like that. I just want to have the least amount of stress as possible.
Yeah, so here she's going with the sales pitch in order to try to appeal to as many people as possible. Hey, look at me, I'm in nature. I'm just a simple girl. I don't want a Lamborghini. Join my membership program and let's make money together.
So I can stay in a good headspace to do this long term, while also having the freedom to enjoy my day. And again, not being glued to screens all day. Absolutely hated that. Yes, there were previous days where I could make $5,000-$10,000. I've done it before. Heck, I've had way bigger days than that. That is not what this channel is about. It's about freedom and being able to do something that's realistic. If you have any questions, please comment.
But it's not realistic, which is why you don't show all your trades and why you don't show your trading statements. Because the way that you trade virtually guarantees that you are not a profitable trader.
So to achieve over 200%, I'm sure you guys, if you're familiar with options, understand that I was trading very short-term expiration dates. When you get large percentage gains, like 200-300%, just expect the person to be trading very short-term weeklies or 0 DTEs. And that comes from experience and confidence in your craft. Where people go wrong is they jump into that, just wanting that big hitter, and they're not able to properly react fast enough because they are so fast, guys. They move so fast. You have to be able to react and be disciplined. So let's just say that you are not there and you're more on a beginner, stage of.
Well, yeah, the gamma risk on 0 DTE options are very high, but look at how she's trying to tell you that you need some type of special skills or you need to have really high reaction time. That's completely false. What you need to do is make good decisions, and trading the way that she's trading virtually guarantees that you will lose money.
Things you could go further out in expiration. So for example, these are the 210s, and I just want to show you an example of what it would look like if you didn't trade something that was so risky, and you could have still made a very, very good profit off this Tesla call trade. And so the 210 calls on Tesla started the day around 82 cents. They ran all the way to 228. You could have more than doubled your money. They came back down to $1 and then ran to $2 again. So there was 2 opportunities, and that was from here.
That's funny. So it's like, yeah, if I can call the stock at the exact top and then sell it there and then buy it at the exact bottom and buy it there and then sell it again at the top and buy it at the bottom, it's almost like, yeah, no problem. They must ring the bell at the top and the bottom where you buy and you sell, and therefore you can maximize your profit. That just doesn't make any sense at all.
If you missed the first run, then you could have waited.
Yes. If you missed the first run, then you could have waited because there's almost a guarantee that it'll fall back to resistance, and then they ring the bell at the bottom, and that's where you have to buy again. Just follow the Peachy Investor, and I'll teach you how to do that.
I had a plan going into pre-market open. That plan included me looking for the key pivot level, which I had planned before market opened, guys. I plan these things before the day even starts.
Yeah, that's complete BS. You can't predict future price movements. And additionally, on options, it's even harder because you have so many Greeks affecting the price of an option. You have theta, gamma, the implied volatility, the delta, etc. So for her to say that she planned out key pivot levels on derivatives is completely crazy.
And so that way I'm not reacting off of a stressful situation. You're in the middle of the market going up, down, crazy volatile moves, and you're just trying to throw a dart and hope it sticks. No, I plan all of these things before market opens. And that is very, very key if you're going to be successful long term.
Yeah, that's complete BS.
Big question I always get from my group: why were you looking at that stock? How did you know it was going to run? Which at the end of the day, it's not that I can tell the future or predict the future, but I do have previous market data in my brain that says, okay, if market conditions are starting to reach this level, these are the stocks that I'm going to have on my radar, especially when AMC was flagging perfectly at 959, which was right in here.
Yeah, this is more BS technical analysis.
Way before the run, I posted what I was looking for on AMC chart. You can see we were flagging. We had been consolidating, and I thought that we had a fantastic chance at a really nice breakout if we caught that boost in volume that I was looking for, which we definitely did. And you can also see right here, I've got $8 weeklies on AMC on radar if we start heating up, but those are lottos. So with my group, they always know that if I am playing weeklies or something a little bit further out of the money, that is risky. And so there is a way to mitigate your risk, which I will show you guys what my risk level actually was. But I just always call them lottos, which for me is like a lottery ticket. And my lotto size typically is $1,000, but that'll be dependent on your risk management, your portfolio size. So I took a 300 block on AMC calls here.
Oh my gosh, she traded 300 contracts. That's nuts.
So when we were moving up, I definitely needed to scale out very quickly because I had so much size and I did not want to be greedy. So it just goes to show, one, the power of options if you can get timing right. 12 years back, I was trying to make the transition from trading penny stocks to learning how to trade options. I was looking for more of that day-to-day income. Don't get me wrong, as fun as
So let's see. She traded penny stocks, she day traded options, and now she's day trading futures. She's probably the worst example of someone that you should follow if your goal is to be consistently profitable in the market. But if your goal is to lose money in the stock market when trading, then definitely I recommend following her.
penny stocks were, they aren't so much anymore. I was struggling with making consistent daily income unless there was a runner every single day, which just was not realistic. Let me know if this sounds like you. So you take a big trading loss, and next thing you know, your idea is to size up on your next trade because you want to win it all back. You can't accept those losses. You can't lose those gains you worked so hard for. So this next trade has to be that big winner. And then you start breaking all your trading rules. And next thing you know, you're entire.
There are no trading rules. The way that she trades is perfect for degenerate gamblers. So all this BS about trading rules doesn't mean anything because the way that she trades, her strategy, virtually guarantees that you're going to blow up all of your accounts. Whether you have 1,000,000 trading rules, 10 trading rules, or 0 trading rules, it's all probabilities.
Account is blown and you're back to zero. I went through this so many times in my trading journey, especially in the first 3.
Yeah, of course you did, because the way that you trade is for idiots. Only a moron would follow your trading strategy, which is virtually guaranteed to blow up their account.
Years, I was doing nothing but blowing 1K accounts, and I could not figure out why. I mean, that's kind of a lie. I was just hard-headed. I knew why I wasn't winning or I wasn't successful. It was because I wasn't following a trading plan.
Yeah, again, there's no trading plan that's going to help the way that you trade to actually turn it into a profitable trading strategy.
Rules. And I was just all over the place. And I've been there, I've done that. And eventually I had to come to a point where I was so sick of losing, I was willing to do anything. And that anything was me creating this plan, which I'm about to share with you guys on how I was able to reset my trading, reset my strategy, and start building back up from a small account because I was tired of losing so much money that I forced myself to start even smaller than I had before. And you guys already know why they're small account friendly because you do not have a PDT rule involved in futures trading. There are high margin requirements on TOS, which stands for Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade. The reason I bring this up is because some of your traditional brokers might not allow you to trade futures or require tons of money. That is definitely not the case as long as you are trading with a futures-friendly trading broker. And I go over my 2 favorite in the Futures Trader Workshop, but you could start with as little as 50.
I definitely would not recommend futures, even though I do understand that they aren't subject to PDT and it allows you to use spam margin. But the commissions, the margin requirements are extremely high when trading futures. And like I said earlier, there is negative edge when you're trading futures, and the probability of profit for every single trade that you make is negative.
Minis and 500 for micros. If you don't know what that means, just again, go watch the entire Futures Workshop. I don't want to make this video too long explaining all the details, but you can definitely get around this with the right broker. They can be risky with leverage. So just like options have leverage and can be risky, so can futures. This is actually one of the pros of using a prop firm versus your own money because you are only risking what you are paying for.
She does this a lot where she encourages her followers to sign up for various prop challenges and various prop firms. Those prop firms are not your friends. It's almost like the gold miners who went out to California during the gold rush. The people who got rich were the shop owners and the people selling merchandise to the gold miners themselves. In actuality, the gold miners made very little money. Most of these prop firms are not legitimate. They're nickel and diming people without a lot of money with promises of providing them with access to capital. But almost every single person who ends up using a prop firm is going to end up losing all the money that they invest in order to access that capital.
Con challenge, which limits your risk a ton. This is a pro and con. They're very liquid and move fast. You have opportunities all the time because they are very liquid 23 hours a day. However, if you're brand new to trading in general, you really need to make sure you take the time to paper trade and practice with money until you fully get used to how fast they move and how fast they are traded. Because that can cause, number 4, you to lose money quickly, which is like that with anything in trading. If you are trading something leveraged and volatile, you don't have a trading strategy in place, and you don't have proper risk management, you can absolutely lose money quickly. Again, going back to the prop firm, and why I like them is because the only thing you're risking is what you put in. And those are very small amounts of money, considering that most prop firm challenges with coupons are around $30 to $50. And the last.
Yeah, of course you like them. Your viewers should do the exact opposite of everything that you recommend, because everything that you recommend has an extremely low probability of making any of your viewers even 1 cent of profit.
Con here is they're extra volatile with news. So if you're trading in pre-market, make sure you're not trading any type of news drop,
And that's about it. In my opinion, the Peachy Investor is one of the worst people that you could possibly follow on YouTube. There is no redeeming qualities to following her channel. You're not going to learn anything of value.
Visit beststockstrategy.com and submit your email address to receive valuable free training. Please give this podcast a positive rating and a review. If you have any questions, visit beststockstrategy.com and send me a message.